Linux users, I'm Abhishek from XFOSS and I'm going to show you a quick little workaround to fix an error you might encounter in Software Center. So if you try to install an application like Visual Studio Code or PyCharm or some other Snap apps, you will see an error. The error says snapd returns status code 400 bad request. So what exactly does this error mean? First, you should know that it talks about snapd. That means it is a Snap application. What is a Snap application? You might know that Ubuntu is based on Debian, so they use their own Debian based packaging system called deb, or they use apt to interact with the packaging system. This is for Debian and Ubuntu and Linux Mint. But if you go into Fedora, they use their own packaging system and they use RPM there for the quick package installer, and some other Linux distribution use their own. So you see, there is no one kind of packaging available that can be used on various Linux distribution, and this is why Canonical started their own universal package installer called Snap. So if any Linux distribution has support for Snap, you will be able to install Snap application on all of those distributions. This gives a freedom and this eases the task of the application developer, so they don't have to package their application for all those different Linux distributions. So, but why do we see this error if this is from Ubuntu? This is because Snap by design contains a container and everything, all dependencies are inside that. It doesn't interact with the host system. But since some application may need that, Ubuntu introduced the classic mode where it interacts with the host system. And these classic Snap application are not well supported in Ubuntu Software Center, as you just saw here. So what we can do, we can go into the command line and use the commands to install the application in the classic mode. So how do we do that? First, we need to find the exact name of the application you're trying to install. So for that, just use snap find and then you put the name, like the real name of the application. You can just search with the keyword or string and it will still show you. So in my case, the name of Visual Studio is VS Code, and you can see that it is in classic mode. So how do we install it? It's very simple. It's like using apt. Just you need to use the command sudo snap install name of the application, and since it is in classic mode, just put the classic option in the arguments here. So sudo snap install VS Code classic. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now I don't know why Ubuntu Software Center does not really work straight for this Snap classic applications. Ideally they should, but well, nothing really works ideal in Ubuntu world. And you may see that it is taking a lot of time in download. This is because Snap, as we saw, by design contains everything inside it, all the dependencies, everything. So a Snap package is a bit more in size compared to the classic deb or RPM package. So if a deb or RPM package is like 20 or 30 MB, the corresponding Snap package might even be around 200 MB. I know that sounds weird and that sounds like, oh, that's not that good, but do remember that Snap are also more secure by design. So this kind of packaging gives not only eases the job of application developer by providing them just one package to create, they are also more secure, so you get a more stable system. It's actually quite good. Oh, by the way, Fedora also has their own universal system called Flatpak. We'll see that about in some other videos. So let's start Visual Studio Code, and it's there. I have experienced that Snap apps are a little slower when you try to run it. So there it is. Visual Studio Code is there. Whenever you encounter any errors that complains about snapd giving 400 error, now you know what to do. And you also learned a little bit about snap and snap commands, isn't it? So if you like this video, if it helped you, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we will be doing a lot more tutorials and tips around Ubuntu and around Linux in general. So do subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.